So the problem with Tennessee's bail system right now is that there is no clear-cut guidelines on who gets in and who gets out. Basically, you have a system that's created where you have people that can pay to post their bail, and it's not based on how severe their crime was or whether or not they're a flight risk, but really just on how much money they can pay to get out. Right now, it's basically the judge sets up a system where, or an amount that an individual can pay, and they can either pay the full amount or pay a bail bondsman 10% of that to post the rest of it or ensure that they will show up for court. What it doesn't do is it doesn't take into account whether the person is a flight risk or whether or not they are a threat to society, which are the two factors that we should be using to determine whether or not somebody maintains or stays in jail pre-trial. So you could do things that are less expensive for taxpayers, like an ankle bracelet or GPS monitoring. You can require a certain number of check-ins. You can release somebody on their own recognizance with conditions. You can say you have to check in this many times pre-trial before your actual trial date. You have to take a drug test. Maybe you have conditions where you can't drink alcohol during that time period, and then there's checks on that. There are multiple different ways besides incarceration that we can maintain the public safety and also ensure that taxpayer dollars are not being wasted rather than just keeping somebody incarcerated. We know that it's very expensive to keep somebody in jail, especially when we have an overcrowding issue in many counties and the local jails. And so the best thing that we can do is still maintain public safety while also allowing people to continue to be self-sufficient, whether that's going to work or taking care of their kids and not sitting in jail pre-trial. There are a couple of reasons that it's important. One, it's important for taxpayers, but more importantly than that, it's important for public safety. So we should be making sure that our most violent offenders are not released with bail, and it shouldn't be based upon how much money you can pay to get out, but it should be based upon whether or not you're a threat to public safety or a flight risk. And if there are other ways that are less intrusive to people's lives because they haven't been convicted of anything yet, this is just pre-trial, that is a low-level, nonviolent crime, we should allow them to continue on with their life and make sure that they can continue to be productive citizens while they're awaiting their trial.